You are tuned in to the Week in Review, presented by the Prosper Group, where the right turns to win online.
Each week, we take a look at what is happening in digital advocacy and politics with a right of center focus.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm Caroline Alexander.
And I'm Dan Huber. We're your co-hosts. Let's get started.
Today, we will discuss Trump, Facebook, and the Polly Awards. What have we been seeing in social listening?
The big kind of thing that we followed this past week is Trump and Facebook. We saw 185,656 tweets on Wednesday, which is an increase of 808% from the day before. For the week, we've seen an increase of 3,620%. And a lot of this is based on really two things. One is at the beginning of the week, Trump released his social media tool to share information online. And the second being Facebook's independent review of the suspension of Trump from Facebook, which came out on Wednesday. And so those were big drivers of what's going on there. Another big jump this week is specifically related to Liz Cheney. She's up 653% online this week with about 617,000 tweets. And a lot of this really focuses around conversation about her potentially losing the conference chair position. And I know there's some discussion about what may happen there, but that's the key driver behind the surge in Liz Cheney. We've seen a few conversations that we discussed last week kind of drying up. Obviously, the 100 days with that passing has dried up a bit. The census discussion, both of those are down about 60% over the past week. And mentioned last week that Let Taiwan Help, that hashtag was kind of really popped out of nowhere, but it's also disappeared just about as quickly as it showed up. So that's changing. One other thing that is really kind of renewing this week is there's a new surge around filibuster from the left, specifically using the hashtag end the filibuster. There's kind of a renewed push that's going on there this week. So that's really what's going on. The big headlines in social listening. The AM rundown that we send out every morning goes out daily. If you're interested, you can sign up at prospergroupcorp.com/AM rundown, and that's available to everyone that's interested. So check it out.
Yeah, I know we've received a lot of positive feedback from clients and political consultants about the AM rundown and how helpful it is. Personally, I'm a fan of the digital best practice that's at the bottom of each email. It's super helpful, so we highly suggest looking at that. So last week was a Polly Awards. Did I hear something about a three-peat?
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is PG winning a Polly for Republican overall best fundraising 3 years in a row. That's pretty exciting news. We got a gold Polly this year for the best fundraising campaign for Republicans for our work with Representative Elise Stefanik's campaign. Had a great year last year in her fundraising, and I know she finished in the top 10 for House fundraising and all of that without being in an official leadership position. But for the Prosper Group, that brings our all-time total to 5 Pollys for the category of overall best fundraising campaign. And we've received a total of 9 Pollys for fundraising. So that's really been an area where PG's focused on always improving, finding better ways to work for clients and take a rapid response approach to things. And rapid response while also being very deliberate and following processes and best practices. So in addition to that, the Prosper Group brought home a silver Polly for the best use of email marketing for digital acquisition campaign. Big win there, both for the email side as well as acquisition, which is key to a lot of our clients and something that we also focus on a lot too. To find out more about that, if you're interested, there's a write-up on the Prosper Group blog that we posted yesterday. Definitely encourage you to check that out.
Wow, that is great news. That makes me feel so proud.
do we have a digital action item for listeners this week?
Of course we do. So last week was to add text messaging to your small dollar fundraising. So we hope you all incorporated that some way, whether that's peer-to-peer or through your short code. We hope y'all got involved with that. And this week, we are asking y'all to incorporate surveys into email marketing. This is a great opportunity to not just continually ask for fundraising asks, it's to engage your supporters, get them wanting to click on something that's important, and people love to give their opinion. So it's important to know what they're thinking too.
When I get a survey, I feel like, maybe there's actually value to my input beyond a contribution, which contributions are great and important, and they're a great way to show your support. But getting feedback and feeling listened to is important, both for the engagement side, but it's also a great way to understand what's going on with the people that are on your list and what they're interested in. And I'm sure you know this, Caroline, it's a great opportunity to put people into segments of what they're interested in too. I think that's going to do it for us this week. Tune in next week. We're going to have a special guest, so we're excited about that, and I think you will be too. Thank you for listening to the Week in Review presented by the Prosper Group. Each week, we take a look at what is happening in digital advocacy and politics with a right of center focus.
You can find our Prosper Group Week in Review podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts.
If you like the show, please subscribe and share. Have a great week.